It was. I mean, there's a little lingering sludge of kind of the hangover of the loss. But again, I thought our guys, as a group, responded really well. We finished strong today, and then obviously all systems Utah from here on out.
Mark, with Chip Kelly, you guys were able to bounce back from losses really, really well. What did you sort of learn about how to help this team turn the page?
Well, again, I think it's just about your process, and our guys, I think, believe 100% in our process. We got beat by a very good team, and it's just like in a loss. You kind of look at what you did well, look at what you didn't do well, and try to obviously do more of the former than the latter, and move on. And I think that's the key of winning a bunch in a row or not losing very many in a row, is just trusting that process, and our guys have so far adapted to that. We don't want to get used to that. We don't want to be good losers. We don't want to be great at recovering from a bunch of losses, but we'll see.
That happened on Thursday? A few extra days?
Yes and no. I think you got a few extra days to kind of languish in it, versus would love to have re-kicked it, about 10 minutes after the game was over. And so it's good and bad, probably. I think you got a little extra time to recover health-wise, but a little bit longer to think about all the what-ifs.
How'd you see the sludge?
Well, just a little bit of sluggishness, a little bit, and I'm not talking, pervasive. I'm talking a couple guys here and there, and maybe that's a nick or a ding. That might just be my reading into it, but I think as a group, our guys responded well.
Is this one of the bigger challenges of your head coaching career to now help them turn the page? Do you look at it as one of the bigger challenges or the biggest?
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's I think to win a bunch in a row is hard. Mm-hmm. To lose one in a row, that's what we want that magic streak to stay at forever, right? I mean, obviously, and I think I thought we had really good, productive staff meetings and stuff over the weekend. I thought we had a really good team meeting this morning, and hopefully flushed it.
In that team meeting, what was your message then to the team about kind of flushing this one and getting back?
Again, just the process of hard work, little things, details. Do everything. Everything we do, we try to do it better. And in between those lines of kind of our edicts, there's some punches in the gut. There's getting kicked, getting beat every once in a while. There's mistakes, coaches, and at the top of that list, and players to follow, and you still go back and do it better. Figure out a way to do it better and work hard.
When you looked at film, what did you see? I mean, their offensive line was the obvious, but were there other things that you saw that were keys?
Well, that's the thing in a game like that. We were talking about last night. When you have really 8 total possessions offensively, everything's a key. Every single thing's a key. This guy's hand placement, this guy's route top, a couple throws, a couple protections. The punt return. If we have one guy block it a little bit better, it's going to be Braylon on the punter and about a 20-yard spread. And good things are going to happen. So, and they did a tremendous job of sticking with their game plan and turning the game into a very short game. Again, that's where you're talking about little things, pad level assignments, gap integrity, all the things that, again, you'd be talking about in a win as well. Guys, unfortunately, there's a lot more urgency after a loss. But that's, again, we'll flush it and move forward.
Well, what do you make of the national perception then that Oregon then can't play a physical game against a physical team?
Well, I'm not, in the national perception business. We have to figure out how we can do our deal better, and I think that's a combination of everything. It's coaches, it's scheme, it's players, all the things. It's assignments, it's tackling. Everything. There's so many things that go into that. In a condensed game like that, everything is magnified.
If Marcus isn't able to run like he normally can, is there a point where the offense is more effective going to someone else who can run, or would you put Marcus back there if he was totally immobile?
No. I mean, we're not going to quote unquote put him at risk, and we have a lot of confidence in those other guys. So if it gets to that point, we have a lot of confidence in those guys.
I guess even if he's not at risk, but he's still not able to kind of take off like he normally would, does there become kind of a tipping point? Did you need him to be able to run, I guess, for this offense to work?
Well, you I'd like to be taller and have more hair. There's things with everybody. Again, coaches and every single player, woulda, shoulda, coulda, absolutely. Would we like this and that and the other thing? I don't know. We can't. What we have is what we have, and we love our guys. And they battled. These are high character guys that care a lot about each other, care a lot about the result, and care even more about righting the ship.
Mark, how impressed were you with Alejandro Maldonado's onside kick?
He did a nice job. He did a really nice job. Just in a tough, high pressure situation. Really close on the other one, or on the third one. But again, not something you want to be great at. But I thought we put ourselves in as good a position as we could at that point.
Who taught him how to kick that way? Is that Osborne, or did you know that? I've never seen that before.
Haven't seen that before?
Putting the ball flat on the tee like that?
Yeah, a lot of guys do that. That's the
Really?
new. That's a new thing. To flatten it out like that. It kind of it's a little bit bigger surface to start the hop, but and it can eliminate. Now with the rule that it one bounce, they can still fair catch it. If the deal kicking it directly into the ground, popping it up, they can fair catch it. So you try to take that out of the game.
And tougher for them to figure out where it's coming from. It seems like you can kind of skip it from different spots.
Yes. As far as when it pops, yes.
They can catch it, they can kind of be there for it. But it seemed like on the one, he was in between bounces, he went after it, and then the other two, it kind of came to him.
Yeah. We had a great hop on the last one for them, unfortunately.
Mark, any words earlier this week about Utah that get life for them out there?
It's hilarious. And some of the comments that I've gotten of, you're bouncing back against this team beat Stanford. And they've been in a ton of really close games. They had a couple blowouts in their favor, and then a bunch of really tight games, including last week, and then they really had Arizona State beat for 3 quarters, or 3.5 quarters. Really good defensively. Kyle Whittingham's always been a great defensive coach, and they hang their hat on playing hard. Pressure team. Vary up their fronts, their looks really well, and I think their biggest thing that they do great on defense is they play really hard.
I would assume it makes watching that Stanford game even more important to watch to see what they did at Stanford.
Well, sort of. I mean, are you saying from an offensive perspective? Yeah. I mean, But again, we need to flip that page. Focus on Utah. Some other guys in red and white, I guess. But.